taken well by Michele. The reassuring hands of the Benfica goalkeeper allow the indomitable Lionesses to... The right knee, I think. Okoronkwo, there's the delivery. And there's the heroics again from Michele. Manga, the player that we're concerned about. Will there be a change? We've got, what, 23 minutes remaining here. An equaliser would take this quarter-final into extra time.
And now, hello and thank you for joining us for Lunchtime News on KBC Channel 1. We are live from the Broadcasting House in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. My name is Giverson, Maina. Our sign language interpreter is Lucy Mora. Join us for the next 1 hour or so for news within and across the country, including sports. And of course, start interacting with the social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. And mine is at Giverson Maina. And straight away, I want to take you to Uasin Gishu County, where President William Ruto has challenged the military to evolve beyond traditional warfare to protect Kenya's digital systems, critical infrastructure, food security, and the constitutional order. Now speaking to newly graduated Kenya Defence Forces recruits at Defence Forces Recruits Training School in Eldoret, thereof said told the new cohort to prepare for a rapidly changing security environment, insisting that KDF must not only defend the Kenya of today, but secure the dream of what she intends to become.
I congratulate every member of the recruits cohort 01 of 2025 on completing this demanding course, but a passing out parade is not where your worth is proven. It is proven later in the character, the judgment, and the professionalism you carry into service. You have been trained to protect our territory. Be ready also to protect our constitutional order, our national unity, and the future of generations you may never live to meet. Serve with courage. Act with discipline. Let the Constitution be your compass. Defend our sovereignty. Protect our people. Secure Kenya's future. future.
Including my director for the day.
From Osengishu, we take you to Laikipia County, where boda riders in Nyahururu town, Laikipia County, are expressing concerns over what they term as a rise in motorbike theft in the area. Now, the angry riders say the latest incident happened on Sunday, accusing security officers of doing little to address the situation.
These boda riders in Nyahururu town, Laikipia County, are a frustrated lot. Some of them are now struggling to provide for their families following what they say is frequent theft of their motorbikes, which are their sole source of income.
Mimi ndo niliibua pikipiki on Sunday asubuhi. Na hiyo kitu ina huzuni sana sababu waliniibia bijebe yangu. Sasa sina mahali ya kuenda. So naomba tu serikali iingilie kati kwa hii pikipiki yangu. Niko na huzuni sana.
Serikali tafadhali jaribu kutusaidia haraka iwezekanavyo.
The agitated riders claim that despite reporting the cases to the police, no culprits have been arrested.
Na ndio tunasema DCI inafaa pia iingilie kati ndio iweze kutusaidia kufafanua hii mambo na tujue kwenye pikipiki zinaenda, kwa sababu hakuna venye pikipiki inapotea alafu kienda kuriport unakuta hata huyo polisi mwenye unaenda kuriport kwake ati hawajui.
Elsewhere, residents of South Mugirango in Kisii County are calling on the government to improve the welfare of the police to enhance their capacity to maintain law and order in the area. The residents claim security officers in the area lack decent housing and offices.
Hawa maaskari hawana hata nyumba. Wako kwa room, pet sitter. Hata mahali pa kuweka hata mapunduki sao. Hawana mahali pa kuweka mapunduki sao safe.
Jo yenyewe hata ukifunga mahali kwingine iko wazi. Wanafunga mbele, nyuma iko wazi. Nyumba yenyewe geti iko kabisa imefungwa kutoka mbele. Ukienda nyuma iko wazi.
Tilio Marco for Lunchtime News.
And now, away from that, a Principal Secretary for Public Investments and Assets Management, Cyril Odede, has called for the speedy finalization and gazettement of regulations governing electronic government procurement to strengthen transparency, accountability and professionalism in the management of public resources. Now, he says robust legal framework was critical to providing certainty and consistency in the implementation of the electronic government procurement system. Now, speaking in Mombasa during the official opening of the 5th Heads of Procurement and Supply Chain Management Conference, the PS also noted that the State Department will back the Kenya Institute of Supplies Management proposal to integrate registration and licensing requirements for procurement professionals into the electronic government procurement system.
Public investment and asset management value the constructive partnership with the Kenya Institute of Supplies Management in advancing procurement reforms and professional excellence. As the PS in charge have taken note of the strategic priorities that the Institute has presented, I agree that successful digital procurement requires an equally robust legal foundation. And the State Department supports the finalization and gazettement of electronic government procurement regulation to provide certainty, consistency, and confidence in implementation of the EGP system.
Now to the corridors of justice. A legal roadblock has stalled proceedings in the case involving Cooperative Bank, KCB, NCBA and their chief executives after the defense lawyers presented High Court orders stopping the court from proceeding with the matter. Now Milimani Chief Magistrate Gedi Kafiru also directed that the case be mentioned on Wednesday, November 4th, 2026, after the prosecution confirmed the orders had been verified as authentic. The case is linked to fraud allegations amounting to 363 million Kenyan shillings from First Assurance Investment Company Limited. Take a look.
The proceedings had stalled after the defense presented conservatory orders from the High Court stopping the case, with the prosecution counsel later confirming their authenticity. With the High Court orders now standing in the way, Magistrate Gethi Kibiru adjourned the matter and directed that the accused be served with the relevant case documents.
Served with the documents by the prosecution for purposes of the trial.
And a man charged with obtaining money by false pretenses in a case involving 1.65 million shillings has pleaded not guilty to the charges. The defense lawyer argued that an accused person is presumed innocent until proven otherwise. Chief Magistrate Gethi Kibiru granted Hassan Aliyo Roba a 300,000 Kenyan shilling bond, with the matter set to be mentioned on Wednesday, September 9, 2026, for pretrial directions.
On a bond of 300,000 with a surety of similar amount for a cash bill of 200,000 to appear on 9th of September.
Now we cross over to Kilifi County, where youth rights stakeholders in Kilifi have intensified efforts to safeguard the future of young people by tackling challenges of teenage pregnancies, HIV infections, and gender-based violence. Now the efforts include rolling out county-wide campaigns aimed at keeping youth in schools and strengthening the family structure through positive parenting.
The burden of teenage pregnancies in Kilifi County continues to pose a severe threat to literacy, health, and overall development of the youth. The prevailing situation has seen stakeholders, among them Plan International, in partnership with the county government of Kilifi, unveil a campaign dubbed End Triple Threat during the International Youth Day celebrations.
To ensure that kwamba watoto hapa Kilifi, they are not getting pregnant, or we are reducing the instances of teenage pregnancies. Pia tuna reduce instances of sexual and gender-based violences, na pia tuna reduce the instances of HIV infection.
The campaign brings on board the gender department, teachers, parents, and youth representatives to promote positive parenting.
Sasa kukuwa na hizi mijadala ndipo tunavyo discover issues zenye ziko pale kwa community ambazo zina lead to mimba za mapema zikuwe mengi Kilifi.
Wengi sana wanalelewa na nyanya, hasa wakati huu ambapo wazazi wengi wameenda nje, Dubai, Qatar, sijui nini. Utakuta mtoto ameachwa na nyanya, na yule nyanya haizi fika shule. So ni wewe mwalimu uelewe huyu mtoto.
Kilifi Deputy Governor Flora Chibule says the county government has recorded measurable progress, emphasizing the need to maintain strict enforcement of child protection.
Lazima tuzungumze, lazima tueleze story yetu, tuambie vijana wetu, na tumetoa hamasa leo. Tukasema mzazi, hata kama mtoto wako ana miaka 30 bado ni mtoto wako. Kwa hivyo masuala yako ya kuwa mzazi mwema, mlezi, lazima yaendelee.
Watoto wanaweza kupata habari zozote zinazotendeka katika ulimwengu mzima. Hatuwezi kuzuia hilo. Wito wangu ni kwamba tuweze kuwa na mazungumzo ya wazi kuhusiana na zile topics ngumu ambazo zinatatiza vijana, na hususan ni mambo ya sexuality.
Stakeholders say the structured community sensitization targets bridging the communication gap between parents and children, while equipping the young people with vital health and legal awareness. Kamchemenza for Lunchtime News.
Now we switch gears to matters politics now. Wipers Kalonzo Musyoka and Linda Mwananchi's Edwin Sifuna have been voted as favorite picks for the opposition presidential flag bearer in a survey conducted by a youth lobby group allied to the opposition. Now the lobby group also wants a publicized debate between key contenders where supporters can ask questions in a bid to complete a process that would to in turn give the people the preferred opposition candidate. The opposition allied youth now want principals in the United Alternative Government to move with speed and name a flag bearer ahead of the 2027 elections.
Followed very, very, very closely by Senator Edwin Sifuna, 48.2%, which was just a difference of 2%. Yes. Then a bit distant was Fred Matiang'i, who came in third with 0.8. Rigathi Gachagua with 0.3.
They further demand that the single candidate be selected through a scientific method.
After that, we are going to do a final round of the vote, and we expect a lot of Kenyans to now come and really confirm if this is indeed what they think.
In Murang'a County, Jubilee presidential flag bearer Fred Matiang'i said the opposition is committed to picking a single presidential candidate ahead of 2027 elections. He spoke during a burial ceremony in Kandara, Murang'a County.
Please, the temptations of power are not good enough to cause divisions amongst us. They are not good enough to divide us. Let us remember that for all of us, a time will come like this for each one of us.
In Kakamega County, Malava Member of Parliament David Ndakwa and President William Ruto's aide Farouk Kibet urged the Western Kenya region to reject opposition politics and instead support the government's development agenda.
It is very easy for us to get uongozi kwa sababu mandugu zetu watatu Oparanya, Wetangula na Mudavadi wako kwa serikali. It has taken us a lot of time to nurture them and we must protect them na tuhakikishe kwamba uongozi tusaidie William Samoei tamalize na sisi tuchukulia hapa.
The duo spoke in Malava where they accused the opposition of undermining the Kenya Kwanza administration.
Watu wengine, Wakenya wengine wanafikiria kuwakawanya Wakenya sasa hivi, na tumewajua kwa majina, wanapoteza wakati wao. Tuungane mkono kama Wakenya, tuangalie watu wengine wa chini vile huyu chief wako ni wa chini, na tuone wengine ambayo wako na uwezo.
Meanwhile, a section of UDA members in Busia County call on the political class to embrace unity, saying national cohesion and the interests of ordinary Kenyans should take precedence.
Until his impeachment in 2024, he was only planting ethnic divisions in the country. He was in violation of his oath as a deputy president. A president is a symbol of unity for our country.
Giverson, Maina, Lunchtime News. And now, Samburu East Member of Parliament Jackson Letoijioni has called on the government to decisively disrupt the supply of bullets in banditry-prone areas, saying the move would stamp out the vice. The legislator alleged that there was a lethargy by security agencies whose sole focus, he says, is the is a mop-up of firearms. Now, he spoke during a 5-day peace dialogue forum organized by Impact Trust Kenya, a community-based organization which brought 7 communities that have previously targeted each other in cattle theft, resulting in loss of human lives. Elders, women and youth, commonly referred to as Morans, participated in the forum with a view to coming up with the tangible solutions to long-lasting peace and coexistence.
Nataka kutoa challenge kwa serikali. Wakati watu wananunua bunduki, wananunua ikiwa na risasi 5. Hata ikitoka nje huko mahali wanatoa. Risasi ni ngapi? 5. Lakini kesho wako na 200. Hatuna factory nyingine ya kutengeneza marisasi. Hakuna. Ijulikane inatoka wapi? Na by the way, hata serikali ikipata wanajua hii imetoka wapi na hata hiyo record imewekwa wapi. Hakuna risasi haina namba yake. Ingekuwa na namba ambayo imewekwa wanyama wa Samburu County, ikiibiwa tunaenda kutafuta kusema hii inatoka Samburu, hii imetoka Turkana. Tunaweza kutambua kusema hii namba sio ya huko.
And now from Samburu, we take you to Kwale County, where efforts to increase women's participation in leadership and security matters are bearing fruit, with women's representation in leadership roles recording a 14% increase across the country. Now, the gains are attributed to the initiatives under the National Action Plan for the implementation of the United Nations Security Council Resolution of 1325, now which covers the period from 2016 to 2018. 2018 to 2025-2026. Now, during the official launch of the Imarisha Initiative project in Matuga, Kwale County, project manager Fauzi Kasim and the Kenya Community Support Center said the country has embraced the 2025 policy and began its implementation. She added that the initiative seeks to build women's capacity and create opportunities for them to participate fully in leadership and decision making.
Wakati wa siasa umefika na tunaona zile cheche ama kuna moshi mahali unafuka, tukiangalia wanawake wanadhulumiwa mitandaoni, matusi mitandaoni. So bado kuna haja tuimarishane, tuinuane, tujengane uwezo wa kulindana sisi wanawake, na tunaomba sana wanaume katika hili gatuzi la Kwale wakati tunaingia katika uongozi watu support.
Na imani wa mama wakikuwa empowered vizuri juu ya malezi bora, basi wana uwezo wa kuweka watoto wao katika ile foundation iliyo bora zaidi.
The Women Empowerment Index imeweza kupanda kwa sababu ya jitihada zinazofanywa na county governments na CSOs na CBOs kwa sababu za zile miradi zinazoletwa. Vio mbalimbali.
Now from Kwale, we cross over again to Nakuru County, where members of the judiciary, religious leaders and other stakeholders have encouraged Kenyans to embrace alternative justice system in resolving disputes, saying the approach promotes reconciliation and eases pressure on the courts. Now, speaking at the House of Reconciliation in Nakuru County, the stakeholders said alternative justice system have prevented escalation of minor disagreements into prolonged conflicts and called for the adoption of alternative justice systems across the country.
As a steering committee, we're partnering with the Hague Institute for Innovation in Law to study the impact of AJS. We are trying to figure out a proper framework for understanding how and why AJS is working. As we have just been learning here from the House of Reconciliation, for every case that is resolved through AJS, it prevents many other conflicts that would have arisen.
As the Church of Nakuru, we have embraced this agenda of AJS as part of our main things that we're doing as a church here in this county, serving the people of Nakuru and beyond. We have solved about 100 cases. Some of them were stuck in court for years.
And we are very glad to see the way people leave this place, having been able to reconcile and go out with improved relationships, and people stay together in unity.
Now, the government is pursuing policies that will strengthen wildlife conservation while creating economic opportunities for communities. Now, Wildlife Conservation Secretary John Chomo says the proposed wildlife bill will allow private landowners to establish wildlife conservancies and engage in wildlife-based enterprises legally. Now, expanding Kenya's wildlife economy and, of course, encouraging more landowners to participate in conservation. Now, speaking during the World Elephant Day celebrations, Chumo appealed to communities to work closely with KWS officers in reporting wildlife incidents and following the legal compensation process for losses caused by wildlife.
Ukitaka kuweka wanyama kwako unaruhusiwa. Utakuwa na sheria hivyo. Ukiwa na shamba wengi, unaweza kuwa na shamba kubwa, unataka kuweka crocodiles katika shamba yako, unataka kuweka nini, unaruhusiwa.
Wale ambaye wachache tuliondoa, nafikiri ndovu takriban 12 katika hii eneo, ile ambaye inaharibu shamba, ile ambaye inavunja fence, tumeweza kutoa hawa ndovu na kupeleka kwingine ndio tuweze kupunguza uharibifu wa shamba.
And our young people in Nakuru County are being urged to embrace agroecology as a profitable pathway to secure food systems and combat unemployment. Now, the call came during a specialized training session bringing together more than 50 young people to celebrate International Youth Day. Now, the workshop equipped the young people with essential knowledge on the value of eco-friendly farming, agroforestry, and sustainable food production.
We have seen young people get a source of income from value addition, from doing the farming in the production sector, processing, and even marketing. So there is money in agriculture, there is money in agroecology.
Different contexts, common aspirations.
And I take you back to Kilifi once more. Residents and business owners in Mayungu, Malindi Sub-County, Kilifi County have threatened legal action against water service providers over what they describe as prolonged water shortages, negligence and failure to provide reliable water services. Now, residents say Malindi Water and Sewerage Company, Mawasco and Coast Water Works Development Agency should explain the reason for the continued shortage. They also allege that private water supplies are benefiting from the crisis by selling water at high prices and are calling for investigations into what they suspect could be collusion between water service providers and private suppliers.
Thinking of taking Mawasco and Coast Water and the Kilifi County to court now. They don't care about us. I mean, we've complained for so long. I've had to buy water from the Bowsers, and it is so expensive. What I pay for one truck is equivalent to 1 year of paying Mawasco.
Maji imekuwa tisho sana. Hasa kwa kipindi hichi ambacho ni wakati wa season, wazungu wanataka kuja, lakini sasa wakifika huko wanapata kuna shida ya maji, hakuna maji. Sio shida kwa wazungu tu, hata sisi wakaazi pia.
Ile swala gumu limekuwa ile inherited bills ambazo tukako tumezipata za mambo ya maji, na sisi wenyewe utumiaji wa maji mpaka wakati huu. Kwa hivyo hilo ndo lilikuwa ni changamoto kubwa, na watu wangu ndani ya Kilifi wanaumia wakisema wanalipa bili na hali maji hawayapati.
Maanake hata hivi tumeleta hii sola. Hii sola pia inataka maintenance. Kwa hivyo still tunasema sola imeletwa, lakini tukileta bills zilipwe ndio tuweze kumaintain hii system, tuweze kulipa wafanyikazi, tuweze kutia maji yetu dawa, tuweze kurepair leaks and bursts. Hizo zote ni katika hali ya zile huduma ambazo tunahitajika tuzifanye ili wananchi wapate maji.
And we take a short commercial break. Don't go too far. There's still so much more coming up.
Do you save for retirement?
Kwani mimi ni mzee? I'm still young and I've got plenty of time to start saving later. Then again, si watu wa jua kali, hatunanga hizo ma pension plans.
Kwani ujui unaweza register with an individual pension plan yenye iko regulated na RBA?
Inawakaje?
Una deposit any amount of money at any time na uko guaranteed ukikuwa mzee. Maisha yako itakuwa nywe.
By the way, nakushauri ni ukweli. Hadi mimi boost savings zangu kwa scheme yetu ya job.
Really?
Nilijua siwezi kuwa kijana forever. Sis, usikose kujipanga mapema. Tutakuwa wazee wa maana.
Hebu nionyesheni kuwa mzee wa maana.
Ensure you save and plan for your retirement during your youthful working days. Provided you are earning an income, you can join a retirement benefit scheme registered by Retirement Benefits Authority and safeguard your tomorrow. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
whipped in right over the top there, and a chance for a header. There's look at that! It's a sensational goal, absolute world class. It does not get better than that. Tabi Dashawinga, the overhead, the acrobatics, one of the best at WAFCON. I mean, that is just sensational. The outstretched left foot, the perfect trajectory, force and skill, and that is what you're talking about, the quality. Underside of the bar, but had that spin and just came back into the net. 1-0 for Malawi.
Kaka, kikuku changu kidogo kiko kwako. Kanga wa mahanga mwenye matanga anatangatanga.
Serikali yetu hii imeweka vidhibiti. Tuanze kwa teknolojia. Kabla hujatizama kipindi, serikali na viongozi wetu kunradhi wanakuarifu kwamba kipindi hiki hakipaswi kutizama na mtu aliye na umri wa miaka chini ya 18. Ni chaguo ambalo unafanya wewe mwenyewe kufungua simu yako, kufungua runinga na kutazama.
Lakini mimi naamini chanda chema huvikwa pete. Kunao viongozi lakini mimi sioni kama wazuri. Lakini haya wewe mwenyewe wasema kwamba wanajaribu kutuongelesha sijui ni na nini, lakini ngoja nikuulize. Mbona uandamane kama hakuna kosa? Tunaandamana juu tunaona kosa, tunaona shida.
Mke ni kiumbe cha kukandamizwa. Dhibitisha ukirejelea bembea ya maisha.
Kuchapwa. Sara anachapwa na Yona baada ya kulewa hadi kuzimia.
Usipoyarekebisha makosa yako yangali madogo, yatakuwa siku moja makubwa na utajuta sana. Methali gani nafiki maelezo hayo?
Usipoziba ufa utajenga ukuta.
And now welcome back. You're watching Lunchtime News on KBC Channel 1. And now Kirinyaga County, in a partnership with the World Bank's Kenya Urban Support Program, has launched a 33 million shillings modernization project to transform Kutu's town. The initiative includes infrastructure upgrades like cabro paving and drainage, along with the installation of 74 modern stalls for local traders to enhance the business environment. Now, the project aims to improve sanitation and support local commerce. Now, speaking during a stakeholder engagement, the County Executive Committee member for cooperatives, trade, tourism, marketing, industrialization and enterprises development, Kalbat Njeru, emphasized that local traders had been actively involved throughout the planning process. Now, Njeru added that the affected traders will be temporarily relocated to allow for fast-tracked construction, replacing old structures, some dating to the 1970s, with safer modern premises.
Sababu traders ambao wanaguswa na hii project positively, tumekuwa na safari na wao, tumekuwa na mikutano na wao, na tumejadiliana tukaelewana ya kwamba ni vizuri hii project ambayo imekuja kupitia gavana wetu Anne Mumbi wa Igoro iweze kuja hapa. Tunajua ya kwamba itawa inconvenience kidogo, sababu vile wamezoea kufanya kazi
na hii mradi tunaikubali juu hii mradi ni sisi inasaidia kama traders wa hapa town. That's why nashukuru county na traders juu tunashikania pamoja tuendelee kujengewa hii manyumba juu hii mradi ni yetu na sisi wafanyikazi wa hapa ndio wanasaidiwa na hii mradi.
Now, Kabete National Polytechnic Chief Principal Dr. Patrick Mushemi has urged training experts from 33 technical and vocational education and training TVETs institutions to focus their training standards on international market to enable trainees to compete on the global stage. Now, speaking during the opening ceremony of a 3-day World Skills Expert Capacity Building at Kabete National Polytechnic, Dr. Mushemi noted that the knowledge gained will improve the quality of training among the learners in their respective TVET institutions. He added that through hands-on training, innovation and skills, the initiative will empower trainees to become competent and competitive professionals.
We are here with the trainers from the 3 institution, from TVET institution in Kenya, for a world skill training, whereby these trainers are looking at the way they maybe do things in their technical preparation of skills, and so that they can see and align with the world standards. So they are here with the facilitators who are very competent in world skill competitions, so that they can be trained to make sure that they align their skills here to the international standards.
Now, more than 3,500 residents of Kitere, Minhaj, Baomo and Amani villages in Giverson, Tana River County are crying foul over what they term as inability to access healthcare services despite the existence of a dispensary in the area. Now, these and other stories on our compiled counties wrap.
Patient and maternity are unavailable, while ambulance services are hampered by the poor state of roads in the area, with many patients struggling to get referrals.
Kama vile mnaona hii ni maternity. Jambo lingine tunaomba kama inawezekana tuwe na ambulance hapa karibu yetu, kwa sababu mtu akiwa mgonjwa vile kumtransfer kwa sababu kuna wengine hawezi kupanda kwa pikipiki mpaka gari. Hasa hapo mahali sometimes huwa tunatatizika ukinyesha mvua sana sana.
Meanwhile, the county commissioners for Isiolo, Samburu and Marsabit counties have convened a joint security meeting to address rising livestock theft incidents along the county's borders.
Tumeka mikakati sawa yenye itahakikisha kwamba wizi wa mifugo itakabiliwa sawa sawa, na wananchi wanaweza kuishi na waendelee na kazi zao za ufugaji bila wasiwasi wote.
Elsewhere in Kiambu County, calls for stronger action against perpetrators of gender-based violence have intensified, with leaders warning that domestic violence continues to cause untimely deaths and suffering in families.
I'm calling upon all of us to take it as our responsibility to report those people who are the perpetrators. We report them so that we can also bring these menace to an end. We have lost many lives. Our children are also getting defiled and killed.
And residents of Magadi, Kajiado County now claim they are facing uncertainty over water, healthcare, education and livelihoods following the indefinite closure of the Tata Chemicals.
Closure of Tata Chemicals Magadi Limited has actually a greater impact on the local community because the local community depends on the company for water provision, employment and other projects that the company undertakes, including support of education.
Separately, residents of northeastern Kenya are set to benefit from the ongoing construction of the Lapset corridor, which is expected to boost trade and improve security in the region.
Our assessment has revealed that members of the public have benefited greatly out of this project. We started from the Garissa Passport Office. The office was officially opened by His Excellency the President last year, that is 2025 in February. And as we speak now, over 16,000 residents of this region have benefited out of that project.
Finally, a multi-agency team led by the National Council for Persons with Disability has begun verifying the eligibility of persons with disabilities seeking tax exemption.
3 major regulations that we have developed: registration of persons and organization for and of persons with disabilities, then adjustment orders, then also the last regulation is the tax exemption regulation, which actually has a big impact on the ongoing exercise.
It's time for business time to make sense of the shilling. Now, KCB Group says it made 36.9 billion shillings in net profit during the first 6 months of this year, representing a 14% driven by strong income growth and cost management. Now, the board of KCB Group proposed an interim dividend payout 3 shillings per share.
Net loans and advances to customers increased by 145 billion shillings to 1.24 trillion shillings. From this, the lender booked 104.47 billion shillings in total interest income, mainly powered by interest income on loans and advances that rose 4.3% to 73.6 billion shillings.
From splitting it in terms of contribution by all the subs, about a third of it, 30%, is being contributed by the subsidiaries outside of KCB Kenya.
In addition, non-funded income increased by 15.4% to 34.1 billion shillings. The increased lending was key in pushing up total assets by 16.8% to 2.3 trillion shillings.
We've made significant investments in technology and to leapfrog, and we made acquisitions. It is time to scale. And you'll start seeing that coming through.
Gross non-performing loans reduced from 221.07 billion shillings to 203.83 billion shillings in what the lender attributes to effectiveness of governance framework.
This set of financial results speaks to the resilience of our franchise, the trust of our customers, the soundness of the decisions we continue to take, and the disciplined execution of risk and capital management policies.
KCB Group has increased interim dividend by 50% share to 3 shillings per share, which will see the lender disburse 9.64 billion shillings to shareholders. Ezekiel Owino reporting for Lunchtime News.
Now, still matters banking. A cooperative bank group has reported 28% increase in net profit during the first 6 months of this year to 18 billion shillings, driven by higher interest income from increased lending. Now, net interest income increased 13% to 33.2 billion shillings.
Cooperative Bank increased net loans and advanced by 18.1% to 462.2 billion shillings. This included 27 billion shillings that the lender disbursed to youth customers, supporting over 500,000 youths in entrepreneurship and business expansion. Furthermore, government securities grew 7% to 271.6 billion shillings, as borrowed funds reduced by 11.4% to 58.2 billion shillings, reflecting optimism of the group's funding mix. From this, the lender booked 33.2 billion shillings in interest income. The increased lending helped push up total asset by 7.1% to 869.5 billion shillings. Deposits rose 11.2% to 623.2 billion shillings. On the other hand, operating expenses increased by 9.2%. During the first 6 months of this year, Cooperative Bank Group offered financial literacy and empowerment programs to over 150,000 young people, supporting informed financial decision-making. Ezekiel Owino reporting for Lunchtime News.
And now, away from banking matters to aviation, improved air connectivity is expected to help unlock tourism potential and attract new investment to northern Kenya. Garissa Governor Nadhif Jama says the launch of a new route by Skyward Airlines between Garissa and Nairobi will encourage the development of resorts and create more economic opportunities.
For years, Northern Kenya has faced limited investment and connectivity despite its rich natural resources and tourism potential. A new air route by Skyward Airlines between Nairobi and Garissa is expected to help open up the region to more visitors and investors.
Very soon we'll be hopefully holding a forum to tell you more about Garissa, particularly with regard to tourism industry. This is a little known county in terms of tourism, but the potential is extremely big. Let me, for instance, give you just a quick example. Other than Nairobi, Garissa probably will be the only other town in Kenya where you have wildlife like giraffes just roaming on the periphery, on the outskirts of the town.
Beyond tourism, improved air connectivity is expected to create employment opportunities for local communities and make essential services such as healthcare more accessible.
Garissa is going to be our 13th addition to the Skyward network. As Skyward, I think everybody should now know and see that we are very committed to connecting people, places, and businesses through convenient and reliable air travel.
Additionally, the new route seeks to strengthen Wilson Airport's position as a key domestic hub, giving travelers, traders, and businesses a faster and more reliable link between Nairobi and Garissa.
The county government, led by His Excellency the Governor, who has worked together with the central government to create a comfortable passenger terminal that will allow service, not just for the air operators, but for the users of this service to be comfortable as they travel.
Ndota Mukami for KBC Channel 1.
Now, county governments are moving to place young people at the center of Kenya's agri-food economy through a new strategy aimed at expanding opportunities in agriculture. Now, the framework being developed by the Council of Governors seeks to improve young people access to finance and markets while creating an enabling environment for youth-led enterprises across the agricultural value chain.
With more than 800,000 young people entering the labor market every year, opportunities in agriculture are being optimized to create more jobs and wealth. Agriculture contributes about 23% to the gross domestic product directly and another 27% indirectly through linkages with manufacturing, distribution, and other sectors. The Modern County Youth in Agri-Food System strategy seeks to move young people from being beneficiaries of agriculture to becoming entrepreneurs, innovators, and investors across the value chain. The strategy will guide counties in improving access to finance and markets, strengthening public-private partnerships, and create a more supportive environment for youth-led agribusinesses.
The youth have shown actually that they are ready. The only thing that is lacking, and that's why we actually came up with this strategy, and from youth, we are now doing youth engagement, not youth empowerment. The youths are already empowered. We want to move now from empowerment to engagement and to action.
A dedicated team will track implementation and support counties in rolling out the strategy, with development partners and private sector players also being called upon to provide technical and financial support. Ndota Mukami for Lunchtime News.
And the rate of inflation is likely to rise above the government's target band of 2.5% to 7.5% if the war in the Middle East persists. Now, Central Bank of Kenya Governor Dr. Kamau Thuge says the tension is impacting fuel prices that has a ripple effect on the cost of other goods and services. Dr. Thuge further says officials from the International Monetary Fund (IMF) are expected to in the country for talks on fund-supported program. Here's more.
Seen that when there was a signing of the MOU between Iran and the US, prices declined quite sharply and quite quickly to even below 70. So yes, I think if the conflict lasts longer, and if oil prices were to go to 110, then it's possible that the headline inflation would exceed or would go above the upper end of our target. Not by very much. But we expect maybe it could go up to 8%.
Now, Kenya is accelerating efforts to modernize the national grid as rapid expansion of renewable energy creates a new demand for a more flexible and resilient energy system. Now, Energy Principal Secretary Alex Wachira says the growing share of variable renewable energy, mainly from the solar and wind, was increasing the need for stronger grid flexibility, stability, and resilience. Here's more.
Kenya generates over 90% of its electricity from renewable sources, with the energy mix primarily driven by geothermal power, accounting for 39.5% and 24.2% hydropower generation. Kenya faces major grid instability due to solar and wind intermittency, massive power losses from the aging power transmission infrastructure, and a lack of funding to smart grid upgrades. Energy Principal Secretary Alex Wachira said increasing integration of variable renewable energy, particularly wind and solar, requires the country to strengthen the flexibility, stability, and resilience of its electricity system.
What we are looking for is the best solution for Kenyans in terms of quality, efficiency, and price. Huawei is just one. We are hoping we need to get 2-3 other possible suitors. Then we should be able to have one that will give us base.
Wachira says smart grid, advanced grid management systems, improved forecasting, digitalization, demand-side flexibility, and energy storage are key for strengthening grid stability and integrating higher levels of renewable energy.
Issues that we are looking at as a sector, one of the solutions that will help us sort out 2 or 3 main issues. One, the evening peak, by storing some excess power during the day and during the night and dispatching it during the evening peak. 2, lowering the cost of power. Why? Because during the evening peak, if you are able to store as much power as possible, then you reduce the amount that you generate using diesel, and so therefore you lower the cost of power. Number 3 is providing the system, what you call system inertia, the flexibility.
We will introduce explore the current challenge faced by the Kenya's power grid and demonstrate the immense stability, resilience, and operational benefit that Huawei grid forming battery energy storage system, BESS system.
Ezekiel Owino reporting for Lunchtime News.
And now let's get a sporty for a moment. Now, Kenya's under-20 athletics team is jetted back into the country last night from Oregon, United States, following an impressive performance at the World Under-20 Athletics Championship.
The returning team was received by athletics officials and supporters upon arrival following their successful campaign in Oregon. Kenya finished second overall on the medal standings, winning a total of 11 medals, 4 gold, 3 silver and 4 bronze medals.
Pia haikuwa rahisi, ilikuwa hali ya kuvumilia tu na tena masisi tulikuwa tumepiga ya kutosha, so tulikuwa tunatarajia mazuri tangu tutoke Kenya mpaka tukafika US, so tulikuwa tumeprepare well, so mazuri tulikuwa tunangojea.
Coming number 2 in this event is not a main performance, considering that in Tokyo our seniors also performed very well. We were also number 2. That means that number 2 is become like our number, but we want to become number 1.
We have had in the past countries coming to Kenya to prepare their teams, learning how Kenyans train, and as a result of that, we saw the kind of performance that they have had. Now we want to change also the methodology of training by involving the youth and making sure that we nurture talent across the board, and we saw the results how we did it.
The strong showing underlines Kenya's continued dominance in the middle and long-distance athletics while providing a promising glimpse of the country's next generation of athletes.
Now, the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations has entered its decisive stage, with Cameroon and Malawi reaching the final, while 4 quarter-final losers battle tonight for the remaining World Cup qualification opportunities. Now, Algeria and Morocco, despite their semi-final defeats, had already secured automatic World Cup qualification by reaching the last 4.
And secure a place at the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. Malawi also made history by beating Algeria 3-1 to reach their first WAFCON final. Algeria and Morocco, despite their semi-final defeats, had already secured automatic World Cup qualification by reaching the last 4.
You can see in our team we have got more under 20 players. They are coming from such a tournament. So in short, I'm thankful to government, Malawi government. I'm thankful to FIFA and the entire leadership. And also, I'm not taking away from the players. You know, if you look at our team, we built our team by maybe 2 or 3 strong players.
Tonight, Ivory Coast face Ghana at 8 p.m., followed by South Africa against Nigeria at 11 p.m.
Now, the Football Kenya Federation, the Football Kenya Federation has embarked on a nationwide talent identification and assessment exercise targeting under 15 boys and girls as it steps up the preparations for the upcoming CAF Africa Schools Football Championship, 2026 CECAFA zonal qualifiers. Now, FKF trained scouts and coaches have been deployed across various centers in the country to assess young footballers and identify promising talent. And now that's where we end the Lunchtime News on KBC Channel 1 from the Broadcasting House in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. My name is Giverson Maina. Our sign language interpreter is Lucy Mwaura. Thank you for watching and see you again tomorrow. Same place, same time.
Get ready for a captivating continental football extravaganza. KBC Channel 1 brings you exclusive coverage of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, WAFCON. From Sunday the 26th of July to Sunday the 16th of August 2026. Welcome to Morocco! Morocco is the battleground as Nigeria defend their title against 15 other nations fighting to lift the prestigious trophy. Who will be crowned Queens of African Football? Courtesy of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. Watch all the action unraveling on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Today, we are here to learn about chess. Chess is a game that needs focus and your mind.
I got into gymnastics by just learning some few things at home, like a bridge and a split.
In today's story, we find a group of school-going children, and something is happening to one of them. The teacher has no idea, but there is someone in the class who has an idea what is going on.
Say this sharply, say this softly.
Today I'm going to show you how to make sausage bites.
I looked up into the skies. I waited for the cats. I needed just one. Chavarote, chavarote.
Can she give Morocco the lead? Again, she can't. Oh, that's an outstanding save from Michaeli. Absolutely top draw. And a superb right hand. Look at that. Denied again. Unbelievable. Michaeli. Which means that if this spot kick goes in, that Cameroon are through to the final. This is proving to be the first 16-team finals in WAFCON history.